to Podcast Fandom, the official podcast for ProjectFandom.com. I'm your host, Nina.
I'm Kaylee.
And I'm John.
And we're back, finally, to discuss Ranking of Kings. We're going to be talking about Season 1, Episodes 13 through 15. It's been a minute. I can't even say it's like really the move, because it was really Thanksgiving and then travel for John. So we had like a 2-week break in there. So happy to be back, because I remembered a lot more than, like, I surprised myself by how much I remembered where we left off. You seem to have forgotten everything.
Yeah,
Kaylee was like, "Who's that?"
Who's Kage? What?
It's so weird, considering like usually it's the other way around.
Is his name Boji?
But I was just like so quickly reinvested in everything, you know. So yeah, I'm happy to be back and talk about that. Is there anything we need to catch up on before we start talking about the show? I know John and I did like a shoot the shit before the Kindred podcast that we recorded with Donnie last night, but you and John haven't spoken in a couple of weeks, and I don't know if there's anything either of you want to bring up.
No, my mind is blank.
No, I got nothing.
You exhausted all of your interesting tidbits yesterday.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even say they were very interesting.
I thought they were. Just so you know, John went to Los Angeles and had a very nice time and ate some really good food.
Oh yeah, I can talk about more food. There is more food that I did not talk about last night.
Oh my goodness! Wait,
We were just talking about food before we started.
yeah, we were. We were talking. We were telling John about like what we've discovered in our new neighborhood in terms of food, but what we didn't talk about was Publix.
The pub subs.
That's another thing that, because you know, we had to be living really economical, and I mean we kind of still are, and but Kaylee and I would get, because you know that's how I get my groceries. I'd order groceries. So when we placed a grocery order, at first I was going with Kroger, because there were certain things that I liked that were basically the Kroger brand. So like no, Nico, don't you start. He's like, fuck Kroger. But because in Oregon, the Kroger brand is Fred Meyer, right? So it's like they own Fred Meyer, right? So I think it's called Home Chef. You know how like Walmart has Great Value, I think? Like their store brand of stuff. So anyway, Home Chef has really good chicken and dumpling, this flatbread barbecue pizza. That's like $5. And like for one person, I think it's like a dinner. Kaylee and I, we shared it. And it was like,
a lot, and it's like,
yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't like.
You never finish your food.
I very rarely finish food. You would think I'd be a lot thinner.
I finished your dinner today, though.
The lasagna, yeah, because you gave me like a decent portion. Sometimes you make my plates and they're like,
true.
John, she hands.
I like that it sounds like, oh yeah, but you starved me.
I was just about to say, you know what? Like, I think we've landed on why I never finish my food, because when she makes my plates, she gives me like
I give you how much I eat.
She gives me way too much, and like so even when I made what was the one I made last night's dinner, the pasta dish, yeah, you were like. I was like, you were like, which bowl is mine? Or maybe it was when it was the Costco lasagna.
Yeah.
And I was like,
leftover lasagna that we had.
Yeah, I was like, that's yours, and that bowl is yours unless you would like more. And she was like, yes, I would like more. And I was like, okay, excuse me. She does have really big portion sizes. And I'm always just like, Kaylee, that's too much. Or like if she makes me a bowl of cereal, it's so much milk. I'm like, John.
An equal cereal to milk ratio.
No, that's not. No.
It feels off otherwise.
No, it doesn't. You like handed me like this. It feels like soup. I swear to God. I'm like, why is there so much milk in here? And then I don't drink it once the cereal is done.
Yeah, yes, you're a monster.
No. Shut up. She's over there nodding. Like, yes. So, like, I was eating a bowl of cereal the other day and I was almost done. Or, like, done. And, of course, Nico's like, can I lick the bowl? And I called Kaylee and I was like, and it was like a disposable plastic, whatever, bowl, paper bowl. And Kaylee was like, I was going to give it to her to throw it away. And, or give like whatever little bit of milk was in there to Nico. But I was like, I don't know if it's too much milk. And I don't eat like sweet cereals. It's like a greeny, cranberry almond. Yeah, it's old lady cereal, but it's delicious. Anyway, Kaylee was like, yeah, I think it's too much milk. But like, if you were, what did you call me? Like, you said something shitty. It was something terrible. You were like, if you were made of stronger stuff or something like that.
Like if you weren't a coward.
Yeah, there you go. She was like, you would drink most of this milk.
I mean, when you have milk and you don't want to drink it, you just got to put more cereal in it.
Yeah, that's really what you got to do.
But you don't pour the milk out.
I do.
No.
Well, it depends. No. Like, it depends. You're right. Most times, like, if I'm being a glutton and I have, like, the cereal with me, like, if I'm eating in my room or in the living room or something, then yeah. But most times,
I'm just... me a bowl of milk and she's like, go dump this out.
Yes.
I will eat an entire box of cereal.
Yeah.
I will just sit there and be like, well... I got a little bit of milk left. I pour some more cereal in. It's like, well, that ain't enough milk. And I pour some more milk and I eat it. And it's like, well, I need more cereal now. And I just go through the whole thing and I'm like, well, I don't have any cereal left.
See, that is absolutely doable for me with the cereal that I eat because the boxes are small. Like, and then
I eat the family size.
I was going to say this cereal doesn't come in family size because again, it's old lady cereal.
Old lady cereal.
Yeah, it's like
it's like grape nuts. It's just a little skinny box.
It's old lady cereal like you share with your cats.
Yeah, exactly. So there's only one size, but the problem is it's just as expensive as like a big box of cereal because the economy is terrible. But but yeah, what were we talking about? I don't even know where we were going with this. Oh, so Publix. So I would groceries. So I would order our groceries, and then I remembered, holy shit, there were some things that we had in Publix that I really liked. So the next time it's time to get groceries, I won't do Kroger's because like the first 2 weeks or so, I think that we were here, I was only ordering from Kroger again, so I could get like things that I knew. I went to Publix. Not only did Publix have, which I swear I rarely saw this in Oregon, in Fred Meyer. They had buy one, get one, but it would be like buy two, get two. So why do you think you guys you guys love, and this was hard to find where we live for some reason in Oregon, the grape Fanta. Mm. That's why I was able to get so much, because it was like buy two, get one free. I was like, what?
Yeah, there was like 4 cases.
So I was like, okay, they will never need, they'll not want for grape soda for a while. The bacon, and you know how I am about my bacon prices. Like I've seen bacon go from like $5.99 a pack to $14 in like 2 years. It's sickening.
I remember when we first moved here and we were taking an Uber to our house. Mm-hmm. You got into a conversation about the price of bacon back in Oregon with our Uber driver.
You know what?
How many stars you get on that one, I wonder?
Listen, I already said I'm an old lady. You have to tell that story. You did not have to tell that story. Okay?
Who was the driver?
What?
I mean, who was the driver? Like, what? Like, were they an older person or a younger
No,
person?
it was like a black guy. He was like maybe in his 30s. Yeah. He was talking about the house he just bought, and like where his wife is from. He was really cool. He was nice. So anyway,
Where's his wife from?
I forgot.
Sorry, so it was accusatory. Where the hell is his wife from? No, because
It's like, why? Do you think you know him? Do you know a black Uber driver who just bought a house?
I mean, well, it's not Uber, so I mean, it's probably not the same guy. But anyway, it just reminded me of my Lyft driver from the airport when I came home. He was talking about how his wife is from London. And
do you think it's the same wife?
No, I was wondering because
serial
reminded me, it's probably not the same guy.
Serial marrying gig economy drivers and killing them. Oh my God, we got a script. I'm sorry, John. What were you saying?
No, I'm just saying it's probably not the same. It's probably not the same guy. He just reminded me because I had the same. Because I was in that car for like an hour and a half with that guy.
Our ride was 40-something minutes. It wasn't. It was not more than an hour from the airport.
I don't know. It felt long. Maybe just because I was really tired.
Okay, but anyway.
And he stopped like at a gas station. He was like, "I want to stop get something to drink." And I was like, "Yeah, go for it."
Like I need to stretch my legs.
he was. I mean, he looked tired, and I was like, "You be careful going back to where the fuck Macon, I think is where he was from."
Oh my God. I hope you tipped him well.
I did, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, so there's that. The whole buy one, get one, like all of that. That was great. But then I remembered the deli. And yes, you can get the sandwiches made through Instacart and their tea and their lemonade. Let me tell y'all something. I was about to say, I don't know what the hell they're putting in that lemonade. I know what it's sugar. That's what it is. That is what got us coming back. It's the sugar.
That's really good.
That'll do it.
But they're pink lemonade, and it's like $1 and change for a gallon of it. It's so good.
Yeah,
those
cost like a quarter to make.
Right, exactly. The sandwiches from the deli. The Italian subs. Oh my goodness. So good. So good. Kaylee and I would split a whole one.
Sometimes we'd split a whole one, or sometimes we'd both get our own. And then we'd have
then it would be dinner and lunch.
The next day. And then we would get that with the leftover rice that we would get from the
Right.
So we'd
Yeah.
sandwiches
You ever have a
that way.
deal with rice? Yeah. Make a little meal. Mm-hmm. Everybody's like, we did not tune in to hear how poor people eat.
It's good.
Well, too bad because I got more food to talk about. So yeah, I mean, I do have more food if you want to hear about it.
Okay. Yes.
So in addition to the things that we talked about last night, and if people want to know, they can go listen to that podcast.
Yeah. So that would be Kindred.
Yeah,
The first
Kindred,
episode
season
of Kindred.
1, episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
Available for free wherever you get your podcast. So the first thing is at the bar at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, I guess it's not the bar because, like, you can eat at the bar, but it's not actually the bar. It's the restaurant in the hotel.
Right.
But I got tiramisu, and when I ordered it, the bartender was like, "It's generous," and I was like, "All right." And then he brought it to me, and I was like, "Jesus Christ, this is a lot of tiramisu."
What? How much? Wait, what it was? Because I can throw back some tiramisu.
Yeah, well, I mean, I ate the whole goddamn thing. I told you I eat.
But how big was it?
Hold on, I will send you a picture. It was...
How big was it?
Let me find the picture.
You get it? Like the old comedy skits?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever.
I sent it on in Messenger.
I'm thinking of all those tiramisus you would get from the store. And they were in those little, like, shot glasses.
Yes.
And you would just collect the shot glasses.
I'm thinking about how most of the summer I was recording podcasts in that little living room
With the fan
and dying and all that stuff. And I would mute my mic if there's like background noise, or if I had to like yell at the kids or yell at the dog or something. And then, I only edit out stuff where I make notations to do so. Otherwise, I assume everything else in the podcast is good to go. So this goes on like the whole summer. And then I was recording House of the Dragon with Sarah, and Donnie came home and I wanted a tiramisu. So I muted the mic and I was like, get me a tiramisu. And Sarah said, yum. And I was like, what? And she was like, I can still. So that meant anytime that I muted the mic to do whatever the fuck, everybody heard. Like all summer.
That's hilarious.
It is not hilarious.
No, I mean, I would hate it. For me, if it happened to me. But
I don't know if muting the mic would mute Skype.
Right. I wasn't, because...
Muting in Skype.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe how that works.
It's weird how technology fucks us old ladies. Just... okay, so the tiramisu. Oh, wait, I think I've seen this.
I mean, it's probably, I don't know, like...
It doesn't look that big. I'm going to be real.
Well, I mean,
you should have had a banana for scale.
Maybe. That's a dinner plate. I mean, that's not like a small...
Gotcha. Okay.
You can kind of see the knife beside it.
Yeah.
Like that was probably like the size of my fist. Like it was a large tiramisu.
Yeah, I would. You give me that and a cup of coffee, it'd have been over.
Oh, and I can keep going. I was like, I put my phone down, but I need my phone so I can look at the pictures of the shit that I'm talking about. And another thing that I had that I didn't talk about. I had at the airport. I had an airport hamburger.
Ooh, that was like $40.
I'm trying to, because I also had an Irish coffee with it, so.
You was drinking.
Well, I mean, listen, it was their fault.
Whose fault? The Irish?
Yeah, come on. And I can say that I'm Irish, according to 23andMe. But yeah, I was in LAX.
Mm-hmm.
It was before my flight back, and I had to be in the airport because I had to check out at noon,
mm-hmm.
and my flight didn't leave until 4:30. So I got to the airport at like 1, got to my gate at like, I don't know, 1:30, or 2 maybe. So then I was like, 2.5 hours to sit there, and I sat there at this bar, and it was, I'm gonna talk as if I know shit, and I don't, but I think this was Terminal 3,
mm-hmm.
and I think it's either recently been remodeled or built or something,
mm-hmm.
Because it looked new, and it had like a restaurant in it that wasn't open, like it was like coming soon, and so long story short, it just had one place where you could go and eat.
Okay.
And so I went to that place and sat at the bar, and I found their menu online, and I was like, oh, let me order from this. That wasn't the right menu, apparently. Because they didn't have dessert. And so after I had that burger, I was like, y'all got dessert? And then she was like, no. And I was like, all right. And I already had the menu in my hand. So I was like, give me an Irish coffee. That's kind of dessert. And so I had that.
Still not seeing how it's their fault, but okay.
It's their fault for not having dessert. Because I would have just eaten dessert. I wouldn't have drank. But, it is what it is.
Okay. Also, I would rather miss a flight than get to the airport 2 hours early.
Well, I mean, I would have not gotten there that early,
but you had to check out and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't have anything. I didn't have anywhere else to go.
Right.
I mean, it is LAX, so like you don't know how far.
Right? Yeah. No, I get it. I should not say that because like I would cry like a child, a lost fucking child in the airport if I missed the flight. So,
I mean this was a much better experience in LAX than I had last time. Like last time, I was only there for maybe an hour, and but like it was so crowded. I feel like there were like 6 gates and like 1 seat. It was like we were playing musical chairs. It was like really bad. But that was in that terminal. And that's what I mean. Like this terminal, like it just felt like it was just like a lot more open and like they had more seats and shit.
Yeah.
So what else? Like on the flight, I had meatballs.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
Why would you eat meatballs in a plane?
Because that's the thing. Like
plain meatballs.
Listen, I've heard all the Jerry Seinfeld jokes. Like, what's the deal with airplane food? But
I don't know those jokes.
Every time that I have eaten on an airplane, it's been great. Like, it's been really good food. So,
yeah, but you also fly first class a lot.
You're not wrong.
So that's different. Us common folk.
I don't even know. Do they have meals in other? Unless you pay for it, I guess. I guess you gotta pay for it.
Yes, right? And it's like sandwiches and not like pub subs.
Well, there you go. Well, that's what I'm saying. These meatballs are good. I had to like choose ahead of time. They were good.
Okay.
And then they had snacks and shit on the plane. I found like this really nice. It was called Kate's Real Food. It was like a snack, and it's a lemon coconut like cookie or granola bar or whatever.
Kate's Real Food, is that what you said?
Yeah, Kate's Real Food, lemon coconut granola bar.
Like I started searching this like the first thing, lemon coconut.
Yeah, it's really fucking good.
Okay.
And I had while I was in LA, I had chicken from Cluckin' Chicken.
Fucking chicken?
Cluckin' Chicken.
Oh.
It was good. It was good because I
was way more interested when I thought it was called fucking chicken.
Well, I mean that is the implication.
Kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean this last time I had it was some other chicken. I don't remember, but it's like the other one that's there. But this time I was like, well, I've had that one. I'm gonna try this one, and it was good too.
Do you mean Roscoe's?
No, that wasn't Roscoe's. This was chicken and waffles. Like this.
Right. I saw that picture too, I think.
Yeah, it was good. That was after I went to the movie screening, and then I did not go. There was an after party, but it was like 30 minutes away, and it was already like 10 o'clock, and I had to work the next day, so I was like, I'm just going to go back to the hotel and eat some chicken.
Okay, wait. I need you to be honest with me. I want to ask you some questions about these.
Go for it.
These bars.
Go for it.
Because I looked up Kate's Real Food. I looked it up on Amazon. And you can get like a pack of 12, and I guess there is 2 of each flavor. And I'm looking at this, and I'm trying to figure out if I would like it, or if it's like white people food. So there's hemp and flax.
What?
Cherry and almond. Peanut butter milk chocolate. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Peanut butter, hemp, and flax. Sorry, I didn't see the peanut butter part.
That's not saving it.
Did it make it better?
No.
Okay. Dark chocolate, cherry, and almond.
Okay.
Peanut butter. Close the door. Peanut butter milk chocolate. That doesn't sound bad. Like, you can't go wrong with peanut butter and milk chocolate ever. My ass. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. Like, good.
Lemon coconut, which is what you had. You said that's good.
Yeah.
Peanut butter dark chocolate.
And
then mango coconut, which sounds like I'd fuck that up. Like, oh my god, mango's my shit. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, is this shit really good, or is this like John's white person taste buds?
Well, I would say, do you like granola bars?
Yes.
Well, see, I don't typically like granola bars.
Oh.
And so when I got this, I thought it was a cookie. Because, like, they bring, like, the basket around, and they're like,
right.
You want a snack? And I was like, I don't know. So I reach into the basket, and I'm like, this looks like a thing. And then so I open it, and I'm like, oh, it's a granola bar. And then I ate it, and I was like, this is really good. So the only one I can vouch for is lemon coconut.
This is such like I'm scrolling through their brand page here on Amazon, and this is everything the climb was, John. Like the fuel your adventure is the
Well, see, I didn't read it. I ate it. That's what I do with food.
I just sent you the picture of that.
Okay.
But anyway, okay, just curious because I was like, like how sweet is it? Because I don't need it to be like too sweet, but then again, you know, I'm the one with the gallons of pink lemonade.
Mango lemonade, raspberry lemonade.
Oh my god, that mango lemonade is so good.
I would say like the lemon was really like strong in that bar, but the coconut wasn't. Like it was like mild coconut.
Ah, okay.
It was good though. I mean, it was. I was very surprised that I liked it. After I opened it, and I was like, "Man, this looks like I'm not gonna like it." And then I liked it. I actually had another one. I was like, "Give me another one."
Okay.
And they said, "Yeah, sure," because it was first class.
See, that's what they just throw shit at you in first class.
The one more thing is that I've tried this cookie dough, this edible cookie dough that I've been eating. It wasn't in Los Angeles, but it's these guys that I watch on Twitch. They have started a cookie dough thing. It's like this guy and his husband is like a chef or whatever.
Did you say edible cookie dough as opposed to cookie dough that's not edible?
Well, yeah, because like cookie, like usually, like if you got cookie dough with eggs in it, you're not gonna eat it.
Okay, I got you. All right, I'm sorry. I just assume when people say cookie dough, it's something
edible.
they're gonna eat. Yeah,
right.
Or just like, not that it's. I get what you guys are saying, but I just assume when you say that, it's like because we're talking about eating it. So it's like cookie. So it's like cookie dough ice cream or cookie dough brownies, that type of thing. So okay.
Yeah, like it's like eggless cookie dough. So like that's how you can eat it without cooking it. It's really good. I think it's gluten free too. But like, yeah, it was really good. It's called Dough. Dough.
That's clever, cute.
And it's every one of the flavors is named after like an extinct animal.
Oh.
So there's like a cuckoo cake, I think,
and do a portion of the profits go to animal preservation?
Yeah, it goes to something. Some animal something. I don't remember exactly, but yes, something. You can go to. This is not sponsored, but you can go to eatdodo.com. And
we really should be reaching out to these people, being like, you know what?
I don't think that they would be into it, but go for it.
I'm sure they wouldn't, because my thing would be, hey, pay us.
But it is very good, and like it's stuff you can eat just straight out of the jar, and then also you can bake it if you want to, and it's also good. I've done that.
Okay.
It was good.
Good. Okay, so we're going to talk about ranking of kings. Look at me forgetting why we were here.
Yeah, let's talk about more food. Ranking of food.
And like I mentioned at the start, I don't know about you guys, but unlike Kaylee, actually remembered shit. But even if I hadn't, I was so quickly like reinvested in the characters and what was going on, and it continues to have these Game of Thrones parallels, which I feel like when we covered Avatar, I feel like we kept finding a lot of Game of Thrones and something else live action parallels. But with this, it's like, you know what it was? The Mandalorian. I think when we watched The Mandalorian,
like Zuko alone, especially.
Yeah, there's a lot of like Avatar, but it makes sense because Dave Filoni, right. But it was weird because I hadn't seen any Avatar when we first watched The Mandalorian. Yeah. Anyway, sorry about the tangent. But yeah, was happy to be back into it. Loved all of the stuff that's kind of darker. But then also just the fucking unexpected humor of it all. and I'll let Kaylee tell you what I mean by that. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts. John, what did you think?
Yeah, like getting back into this, I was like, I did not remember exactly where we left off. But then when the episode started, I was like, oh yeah, this is where we were.
Literally same experience. Literally same thing. When she said, I was thinking to myself, wow, this is going to be tough. And then she was like, I want to see this kingdom burn. And I was like, yep, there we are.
And I was like, okay, yeah. Hiling is outside. I see. So, like, really, honestly, I would say episode 13 is, like, my favorite episode so far. Including, 14 and 15. Like, I would say because, and y'all are going to laugh at me, and I get it, I own it. But episode 13 is like my shit, and it's like so Dragon Ball Z. It was, because it's all like just guys who are like, oh yeah, well I'm gonna punch you harder, and then it's like, well I'm gonna punch you, and that's all they did for that entire episode, just a bunch of guys just hitting each other, and then it was
a lot of male.
Yeah, it's like here comes Shrek. Shrek is here just to beat somebody up with a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, yeah, let's just keep fucking doing this for a few episodes. And they did! And so I enjoyed that. And then, the other 2 episodes were also very interesting.
Okay.
And there's a lot of the same kind of stuff. Like I guess 14 is more like, more stuff happened. But like in 15, it was just like, let's stand on these steps and fight.
Yeah. But like still so much happened, like this show is so good. I'm sorry. What about you, Kaylee? What you think?
I really liked it. I was also gonna say that like it feels like a lot of stuff happened, but not a lot of stuff happened. Like I feel like we didn't really learn new stuff, too much new stuff. Like the biggest thing I can think of at the moment off the top of my head is the guy that they were fighting in the village. The
Oaken?
Yeah.
Oaken, yeah, that guy's cool.
Yeah.
He's like Jason Voorhees. Go ahead.
And we learned like a bit of his backstory, just a little bit.
I also think the other stuff was interesting. Miranjo, like the rumors that she killed the queen. That she killed Boji's mom and that stuff.
Yeah. I forgot about that. But I really like these episodes, and like you said, the unexpected humor really got to us in one of these episodes.
It was the last 10 minutes of episode 15. Yeah. We were in tears.
Yeah.
We rewound it 4 times.
When he went head first.
Oh my
into the ground.
It was we'll talk about it when we get there. But yes, absolutely. Yes. This is what is this show? It's so good.
And then, mentioned, Miranjo, this is a reference I imagine that Kaylee will not get because it's an old person reference. But Nina and I will probably get it. Fatal Attraction.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, she's going to boil a rabbit.
Oh, my God. I, when somebody was like, why? Oh, I think it was Appease, right? When he was like, why are you such a bitch? Why are you trying to kill all these people? Sorry, I'm getting gum. She was explaining herself, and I was like, oh, so you're just thirsty. Nothing she said made any sense other than she just really had a thing for the king.
Yep.
And would just do anything for him or boil his bunny, like you said.
It's just like a one night stand, and she's like, I'm in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that giant.
I'm sorry, you were done?
Yeah, I just like these episodes.
Alright, so let's talk about them. Episode 13 is The Kingdom in Turmoil. And it kicks off with Miranjo basically being like, I want to see the whole world burn. And that's when we learn that, and I think it's, oh my God, what is his name? Dorche, who's thinking to himself when he sees who it is and hears her name, he's like, oh, the rumors must have been true about her killing the old queen or the first queen. That's really fucked up. And then the queen, the current queen, like, is on her horse, and she's like, that mirror, like, where have I seen it? And she's like talking about moving or something, and like one of her guards, Anne, is like, no, you won't move. And I'm like, who is Anne? I was like, where the fuck did she come from?
Anne is badass.
I love her.
I have in my notes, who is Anne and why is she so gully? Like, she was just... And then I could not remember his name, so I just have, who is the creep staring at Queen Hilly? But it was Oaken.
Mm-hmm.
And do we ever really know why?
Maybe
Was it just because he knows that...
Watching, I think.
He's just a staring motherfucker.
Okay. When the fighting breaks out, did we know Dosha had body blades?
Because he even said, I learned my lesson last time. These are new.
Oh, okay. I was like... and then, what's his name? Gigan? Shows up? The giant ogre. Yeah, Shrek.
Yeah, Shrek. I was like, because they said his name a bunch of times, so I was like, it's Shrek.
So they tell the queen when it looks like they're going, so it's them and the demon dogs and all this shit is going on, and they order the queen to run for it, to like run for the castle, or ride for it on her horse.
Ride out.
Poor Anne gets her throat slit.
I mean, she does a bunch of cool fighting before that.
I mean,
yeah, she killed Oaken. She thought.
Yeah, that's true. Who thought? Who thought?
I like then Hiling this
Because
episode.
the daggers came out, right? Like she threw like 2 daggers, 3.
Yeah, she did. One in each eye, one in his mouth.
Yeah,
He was dead until he wasn't.
until he was. Like, that's the thing. It's like he can be killed. He just doesn't stay dead.
Yeah, he's immortal.
So he's not. But I mean, he's not perfect. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not that he's hard to kill. It's hard. It's just he can't stay dead.
He doesn't stay down.
Right. Which is probably why it's maybe so easy to do something like that, to like catch him with those like throwing daggers like that, because he doesn't need to really be on his guard. Yeah. Anyway. Okay.
I'll tell you one character, like, I think we talked about it previously, but like it's continuing, right? Is that with every episode I like Hiling more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she just like becomes like a better character, and like I like her more each time.
And then in these episodes, especially this last one, we find out she's built like a brick shit house.
Mm-hmm.
She's like stacked. Like, holy shit. I was like, what the hell?
Like when they cut inside of her suit and you see like the straws that she's sucking on from those bags, I was like, damn.
Right? I was like, what is going on? And because I don't know that, I feel like, and it's been a minute, it's been a few weeks since we watched, and the conversation's probably longer than that, but like the armors, like she was like bulbous, like she was like, and I'm sure we must have commented like, what's up with that? Like, why is it like that?
Yeah, I think we did.
But then so then you see that she has the I think in my notes I called it pimp juice. I don't know why.
Yeah, she's like Bane. She's just like
Yeah.
on these straws and getting stronger.
Yes. But then after it was depleted, and then she stands up, I'm like, Jesus Christ, you are still shapely. Like, holy hell. And it's funny because, like, you know, they would do the flashbacks, like, to when she healed the snake. Like, she was not always, well, I guess after having, what's its name?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a BBL.
Something. I was like, okay, queen, I see you. But yeah, like, we were like loving Anne, and then he slit her throat, and Kaylee just looked at each other, and we were like, well.
And that's like, I really like the way that Hiling's powers work, because when she heals Anne, you see that leaves the scar
Mhm.
across her throat, and I
Mhm.
was like, oh man, like it doesn't heal. So then later when she heals Dorsha,
And the
I was
eye
like,
doesn't come back.
yeah, I was like, damn, like he got healed, but he didn't.
Mhm. He's so wounded. Yep. But then
So I guess that made sense because when she healed the snake, the head didn't come back.
that's true. But
Years
she
ago.
after he does that to Anne, she fights off Oaken by yelling the holy light.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't think we knew
That she could do that.
that she could do that. So she's affiliated with
The people who were killing Kage's family.
Right.
Or at the very least, it's just a common magic that some people know.
Yeah. But I felt like, yes. But I felt like they were saying that they were something, like an order of some sort. Does that make sense?
Like a group.
Yeah. I mean, she says holy light, so I guess it's not a stretch to say a religious order.
Did we talk? I remember that we talked about the possibility of someone being the girl who saved Kage.
I was just about to bring that up.
But
Right.
what would it be? Her? Like, would it be Hiling?
I'm trying to remember
Who the girl
who
was.
you guys floated as the possibility of being a little girl before. And I was thinking you guys were saying Miranda.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, it might have been Raja. Yeah.
So,
we were
but
saying Raja.
now, could it be Hiling?
I don't remember what the little girl looked like. Was she blonde?
I feel like she was blonde. I don't remember. All I remember is her feet.
That's creepy.
That's what we saw most of. Come on.
I remember she had a unique face.
And John remembers her feet.
Yes, I do. Don't make it weird.
I mean, too late. So then this is where we see that she has like the juice, that purple stuff, the pimp juice.
She's got the juice.
Under her armor. Geigen smashes poor Dorshe. And then Appease betrays Miranjo and helps out when it looks like those demons and stuff, those dogs are about to rip apart Dorshe, and that the queen is not going to not going to get away because she heals Anne. But Anne is still unconscious, and she doesn't have to, but she chooses to like drag her body.
Because like she showed her running off at first, and then she stopped to turn around to see I'm laying there. I'm like, you might as well. You went out of your way to.
Yeah, you were like, and because I was like, and Kaylee was like, no, you might as well, and I'm like, dude, I mean, really? Because.
I mean, it was like she was escaping from people. Like they could have just like grabbed her now. It's like, okay. But they just watched her drag that body.
And Miranjo like lets Appease get away with that one betrayal. She's like, because I get it. You don't hate these people the way I do. And it must be hard for you. So I'm going to give you this one time.
I mean, she needs somebody to carry her around.
Right, that's true.
So she's like, I can't really get too mad at him because there's nobody else.
She's like,
right
as soon
here.
as I find somebody else with hands, you are fucked. And then...
Yeah,
because
Dorsha was badass.
I was going to say, because she allows him to have that one betrayal, he's like, all right, get up, Dorsha.
And then Dorsha's like, under that hammer. I was like, he's dead as fuck, but no.
Yeah, that's right. This is when he was under the hammer. That's right.
Yeah,
And so,
like,
and all of this is important. Like, all of these times where you think someone is dead is important for something that happens later.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, like, with this, like, I like that about this show because that's something that I think with like something like Dragon Ball Z, just to make that reference again. Like they don't like it's not so like graphic as it was to my recollection. And like when someone tries to hit someone, it's like usually they move.
Mm-hmm.
And like even when someone dies, it's like not graphically. Like I mean, Goku got his ass kicked like 100 times, and he died probably that same amount of times. But like that's not as like I don't know. In this, like they're like, here's some blood, and like you watch Dorsha, like you see the hammer coming down, and you're like, oh, Dorsha's gonna move or something. But no, he just gets flattened by a fucking hammer. But then he gets up.
I was going to say something about that, and I just completely forgot. Sorry. Who does Oaken... He slashes somebody else's throat.
Oh, that's right, because we made a comment like, wow, he's slashing.
Yeah.
Oh, the lady. There's just like a random...
Yeah, in the
one
street.
there,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, his shoot was unlucky.
Yeah.
And like he killed so many people in that town.
Tell him what you just found.
Oh, we went back to episode 2 to look at the little girl, and she has brown hair and blue eyes.
Sleepy blue eyes.
Yeah, I really love her eyes.
She looks very distinct. Like, it looks like somebody, like...
She looks important.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Hiling, I mean, she could dye her hair.
She don't got the same big pointy nose that Hiling got, though.
She could have no job.
Okay. So, Appease wants to do another betrayal. But can't.
Let me have one more.
And this is when she explains, you know, he's like, all right, tell me why. Like, why are you doing this? And this is where she explains that it was all for Boss. And we see her trying to convince him to, because through this exchange in the past with her trying to convince him to have another heir, we learned that giants can only have one.
Mm-hmm.
The women.
Yeah. You
Right?
can give birth to one.
So what we think, I guess, happens is that she somehow orchestrated the death of that wife who could no longer
Bear children.
bear another heir. And then orchestrated him marrying Hilly, meeting and marrying Hilly, also that he could have another heir. So she is, yeah.
And it's weird because it showed us the little, like, it was like a time jump, and it showed us her as a human, and then the next time we saw her, when she said she found Hiling, like a candidate for him, she was already in the mirror.
Mm-hmm. And then when Hilly moved in, she was like, what the fuck is with this mirror? Put this shit in the basement.
This ugly ass mirror.
She had an evil aura. She can sense evil auras.
Yeah, well, this is probably why she's like such a hard on to kill this woman. She's like, this bitch arrived and put me in a dungeon for 12 years. And he let it happen. So then, like we talked about, Oaken kind of goes buck wild killing folks, and he's surrounded by those Despadesha brothers soldiers. Both of them, like that order, they showed up. The soldiers did, and they have him surrounded.
The order
But then, but they're not supposed to engage.
Yeah, Despa's like, you're not shit compared to him. Like, you're gonna die.
Yes. But they do anyway. And at the same time, Appease is leaving with the mirror with Moranjo and is attacked by Black and Red. And he falls for the old okie doke though, because
but the third guy, what's his name?
I forgot to write it down. I was going to rewind it.
What's Tom
From Hunter x Hunter, because it sounds like the same guy. Kind of acts like him.
I'm disappointed because I thought we would hear him again. I want to know if he is the same voice actor.
But yeah, he like...
He looks like Murder Face from the show Metalocalypse. There's a reference.
How? Are those actual things that exist in the world that you just said? Or you just make all that up?
Yeah.
Murder Face.
Metalocalypse. Yeah, Murder Face. It's about a band. It's about a rock band.
Called Murder Face?
It's a Murder Face. No, Murder Face is one of the guys.
He's like, so like,
and he looks like this.
Like ICP.
Yeah. You know, like, what was his Crazy J or whatever?
I do not remember. You gotta ask Donnie. He knows. You probably has their autograph. What your Murder Face from what?
Oh, Murder Face. He's from Metalocalypse, the show.
I don't know. Say the show again. Like, spell it.
Metalocalypse, like apocalypse, but with metal on the show.
So is it like
it's an animated show. It was on Adult Swim.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I was thinking. It just sounded like some old 80s live action. Like Manimal. I love that show. Can you guess what it's about?
I mean, it has similar energy.
Can you guess what Manimal was about?
No.
Come on. Come on. Play
a man animal.
Yes, there you go. Look at you.
What else am I going to say?
They were very simple in the 80s.
But yeah, so Appease falls for the okie doke because he's about to kick their asses for trying to steal the mirror and kill him. And Homeboy drops in and he's like, can you please forgive them this once? And they show him grinning as he's bowing, and I'm like, what does that mean?
He's crossing his fingers behind his back.
I didn't see that part.
No, he didn't. I'm just
Oh, okay.
That's what it was like.
I was like, so then when it cuts to them walking and they have the mirror, I said to you, how'd they get the mirror? And then it shows the Appease laid out.
Yeah, just laying there.
I was like, oh, he fell for the okie doke. Okay, so episode 14, Return of the Prince. Dorsha loses a foot. Like, I was like, how is he not dead? Because he keeps, like, he was getting slashed so many times. I totally didn't realize he lost an eye until, like, the next episode.
Yeah.
What were you saying, John? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, nothing. I was just saying, yeah, it's fucked up.
Okay.
He lost a foot.
Yeah, he loses a foot. This is now when he's being attacked by those dogs, right? Okay. Healing calls for the king because she's like, what the fuck? Like, help us. And then the king, is still in Dida's body, just like breaks out of this jail cell. And Kaylee and I, like, this is the one thing, like, I thought I didn't remember where we last saw him, but it turns out I did. It's just I didn't remember when Bebin got there, because the last thing he was being carried off. So I'm assuming this is where they locked him up. But Bebin, I thought the last we saw of him, he was healing with the snake. So I'm assuming, I guess he just healed up and he, like, snuck back into the castle.
I mean, we don't even know why he's there because they never went back to that.
So the king, like, breaks the cell door. Like, I could have left anytime I wanted.
Yeah, he's like fucking Superman. He's like, listen, I could get out of here, but I'm not gonna.
I told Kaylee, it's like that whole, I'm not trapped in here with you, you're trapped in here with me.
Yeah.
And then the snake ends up showing up and saving the day, taking out, temporarily at least, Geigen.
Hiling was so like, what the fuck is going on? And this thing was like, it's cool, we know each other.
Yes, you saved my life. So she ends up healing Dorsha, right? And at the same time, she, like, brings about spring. I don't know. She was making, like, the grass grow and flowers. And, like...
Is the troll in Central Park?
I actually got that reference.
Yeah, because it's an old one that we get. It's from 1993.
But then they had temporarily dealt with Gaigan, but the snake is attacked by Gaigan and saved by Kage.
He grabbed him like he was Loki.
Yes, it was like doom, doom, doom. It was fucking that snake up. Oh, the name of the snake is Mitsumata.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mitsumata was getting their ass beat.
He's like such a pacifist.
Especially when he talks and he's like fucking LeVar Burton wanting to read you a fucking book. It's like,
don't take my word for it.
Like I was telling Kaylee, I had to pause it. Well, I'll get there because I have it in my notes. But yeah, the snake was getting fucked up. Oh, and the snake brought like snake backup, right?
Like a sneaker meat.
There's a bunch of snakes carrying him away.
So yeah, but the snake is saved from being killed completely by Kage, and she's like, this is where she sees that Boji's alive, but also she's like, what the fuck is Kage? Like, she has all these questions, and they want her, or Boji wants her to heal the snake, but she's like, I'm all out of pimp juice. And then Kage pulls all these potions out, and it's like, do we even know labels?
It's like, what exactly is it?
Is this the poison for Cusco? Cusco's poison?
I'm like, why is he just drinking this? Like, why would this work? It's like, they're not even the same color. Like,
Yeah, they weren't.
It was almost like Legend of Drunken Master, where it was just like, listen, I need any alcohol to get me drunk, and then I'm good to go. And then like when she's doing it, and she's like still healing, and she's like, another.
Yes. Like, it could be like nail polish. It don't matter. She's just
mouthwash.
So then I put here in my notes, like, clearly that's at the time, like, I thought maybe that's what happened, but he doesn't. Boji doesn't kill Gaigan, but he does incapacitate him because we get the flashback of what Despa taught him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, and I love seeing, like, because when he breaks the hammer, and then fucking Hiling is like, what the fuck is going on? Like, and so I see through her eyes, like, the surprise of, like, wow. Like, and then it was so funny because, like, now she's like, oh, you're strong? You're my son.
Yes. I have notes about that. We'll get there. I have notes about that. There's a flashback to there being, when there was a fire in town, and the townspeople were trying to put it out, and Boji was trying to help.
You didn't realize it was a flashback.
I didn't realize there was a flashback
The show
until...
does that. It'll just cut to a scene and not tell us or give any indication that it's a flashback. We just have to figure it out for ourselves. I knew it was a flashback because it showed Dorsha with both eyes still.
Oh, I missed that. I missed that. But also, in these particular episodes, it, like, everything just kept going. Like, you'd have, like, a moment of thinking, oh, we're safe. But they'd be like, nope. Gaigan gets up again. Like, you know... So I was like, what happened now? Like, who set a fire?
I thought it got back to like the village where Oaken is at. He like started a fire.
I was like, holy shit. But then when Daida walked up, I was like, when did he get out?
And I was like,
and he was carrying...
But,
Go ahead.
yeah, and that's when I was like, how is Daida there? And that's when Kaylee was like, it's a flashback. I was like, oh, okay.
And like when he was carrying like the giant like thing of water, I was like, oh yeah, he's boss. That's why he can carry it. But no, it was just because Daida actually just can carry that heavy thing.
And then the king shows up and puts it out with like to him just like the lid.
He's like Paul Bunyan. I liked the fact that even when Daida is like, listen, Boji, you suck. Get the fuck out of my way. He's still like, brother, you're in the way. Please don't. And I'm like this is like gaslighting at this point. You're like treating him like shit, but then you're also being like nice to him while you do it.
When Boji reunites with the queen and they're hugging, and the fucking snake, it's like this lovely quiet moment, and the snake is like, surely this is why Boji is so kind. He's always had someone to hold him. It's like, who the fuck asked you?
That's creepy.
It was so creepy. And then,
why don't you go back in your hole?
Right? Like, who asked for this? And the music that's behind it, John, it was like it was almost like a SNL skit, like making fun of, like, you know when Homeboy used to just like start talking during Unsolved Mysteries, and he just like, or the Twilight Zone guy when he would just like walk into frame, like, it's like, why are you talking?
Look at the state in your head.
It's just like, why? Who asked for this? This is unwanted narration. We get it. We get that they're close. We didn't need this. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I had that rant in me. And then Kage starts beefing with the queen.
Yeah, he's like, you jackass. And she's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
She's like, I never. It's like, okay, Karen. And then the snake steps in again, and he's like starts talking. It's completely quiet, and then all of a sudden they start playing that after-school special music.
Listen, like, what's his name? Mitsumaru? Mitsumaru?
Yeah. Mitsumaru, yes.
He doesn't get out much. Like, he doesn't know how to do this. He's just talking. He's usually used to talking to himself.
This is literally true.
He just starts narrating his own life, and people are there. I say that as that's my experience. That's what I do. That's what happened after every like pandemic and everything, and I was literally didn't go anywhere for over a year. And like I'm like in the store and I'm like talking to myself and I'm like, I should not be talking to myself in this store. Like, people can hear me. There are people here, and I still do it.
I feel like there has to be. I mean, I'm laughing like in pain because I said to my best friend, was just like, so like when are you gonna like go and do things with, you know, 'cause you have all these friends here, and I was like, I don't even know how to be around people anymore. I'm like, are you crazy? I gotta put on clothes and stuff. That's insane. I can't believe we used to do that stuff. So the queen and Kage make up when she tells Doshi, go apologize for me.
He hobbles over.
Right.
Like, listen, the queen, she gets like this sometimes.
But they do both genuinely apologize and take ownership of what they did, and they make up.
Yeah, I was trying to say that they genuinely do that because that's something that I really liked about this whole show.
Mm-hmm.
Really, is that like you said, like it is like an after school special, but like it is kind of like at times like it's kind of like people
Message.
like being like being genuine and being like, you know, like I really should apologize, and you know that kind of like. You don't typically see that. You don't typically see that. Like usually, it stops short of that.
Yeah,
and it's more cynical and dramatic.
And the kind of joke of it all is supposed to be enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I mentioned this before. That Boji is like that character that just kind of like makes everybody around him better. Like everybody he encounters, and like they'll like kind of like Gon, and even Aang.
Mm-hmm.
I could not think of his name.
I thought you were going to say Tanjiro.
Yeah, Tanjiro, I guess, kind of. But, like, it felt like they were setting Boji up for that. And then you see it here when he's just collecting hoes. Like, he's like, he gets the dogs on his side because healing heals them. Geigen wakes up and he's like...
He's like, you know what? You can be in my swamp.
So he collects like this whole squad. Meanwhile, Despa strikes Oaken with lightning, which is, I was like, did we know he could do that? Like, I don't.
Who? Despa?
Despa. Yeah, I remember he was hiding.
I
and
thought
he
that was
like,
Despa. Because we see him do that again later. He uses
oh,
Yeah,
right.
Because
That's right.
Despa
It is
and
Despa.
Despa do their hand on a string thing with their hand.
That's right.
Talk, which I didn't even like. Did we know they could do that?
I
know.
did not know. I don't think we did because I was just like, was that walkie-talkies? Did I miss something?
Yeah, like Despa's just over like creeping like in the alleyway. And he's like, "Hey, man." And then Des is like, "What the fuck do you want?" And then the lightning strikes Oaken, and it's like, "Okay, I guess he was asking for a favor."
Got it. And then the horse is like white. What's the horse's name? White something. It's like peeking over his shoulder.
He's chewing on his head.
Was he? I missed that. So this is where when they subdue Oaken for a bit, we learn a little bit more about him, that he used to be one of them, the Order of the Underworld, and he's immortal. And Desha. I'm trying to remember how, like, this is what I have like in my notes, and I'm like, I don't think I was sure if this is what he was saying, but Desha wants to end Miranjo to free Oaken.
Is that what you're saying?
I thought that's like, because he did it in that like All Might long-winded speech way, and at the very end of it, I think one of the guys asked like, so is that why, to free him or something? And then he gave like the speech and was like,
I don't even remember this at all.
Really? Because they were talking about, like, do you remember this, John? They were discussing like what it means to be immortal and what he has.
Yeah.
seen.
They were like, it's a problem or something. All I remember about Dessa saying what he wants to do is in the next episode when he was like, I want to get Miranjo.
Yeah, are you talking about Despa?
No.
Talking about the immortality thing? Because that's when he was... When they were talking
All right,
about
which one is the one with the overweight horse?
Despa.
It's Despa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dessa's the one who comes through the
So
portal.
Desha says that, yes. But that's what he was saying. They talked about freeing...
Despa?
No.
Is that who you're talking about? Or, I'm still not sure who you're talking about.
Okay. Which one is the one with the overweight horse?
Despa.
Despa.
P.
With the P.
Yes.
Yes.
And which one, and is Despa, he was the one in the alley.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dessa is the one who struck down. He wasn't there,
Yeah, he wasn't there.
but he struck, okay.
Yeah, he was in the woods.
Okay. So that's where I have it wrong, because I thought Despa did it, so that's what I have in my notes. So I need to change that. That he didn't, that it was Desha who did it. Dessa. Despa calls Dessa. Okay. Now, at the end of the episode, Dessa wants to end Miranjo too, and I have here in my notes, free Oaken, because I feel like something someone said to him when he was talking about what his motives were, he mentioned that. But the fact that the two of you...
I don't remember Desha talking about Oaken at all. I remember Despa talking about Oaken after they had captured him or subdued him.
Okay.
When they were talking about like the price of immortality.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And like how they still want to help him, but I don't think they mentioned anything about like fixing him.
Okay.
Maybe
I'm going to go back to that because I know what we're talking about. They happen like one after the other. Mm-hmm. And it was something about, I didn't know if it like faded into that scene. Whatever it was, it made me feel like it was connected. Like what they were saying were connected. Mm-hmm. And it could just be a matter of, maybe it's not like his goal, the reason he's doing it, but it could just be a matter of destroying Miranjo will free anybody who's cursed, like Oaken, by the underworld. I was looking for the remote, but if we can't find it, don't worry about it. Okay, it's right here. Okay, so episode 15, the Order of the Underworld. The new squad back at the in the kingdom at the castle learn that Domas is on his way to seal the underworld under boss's orders. Is that her dog?
No, I thought it was. Yeah.
And when they ask Boji, like, oh, do you think you might like come across him if you go? Because they split up. They're gonna go.
It's so funny
to go to the portal. Yeah,
because they're like, the big ass snake is like, you know what? I'm gonna stay behind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I guess they didn't want to draw him in those scenes.
Mm-hmm. They ask if he can like face Domas, and he's like clearly kind of shook about it. And then that's when they split up, and then this is when the queen is like, Dorche is like, he's grown and he seems quite capable, and look how he's leading people and inspiring people. And she's like, of course, because he's my boy after all. And I was like, but wait, bitch, didn't you take his crown away? I mean, I like her, but she still did that.
Yeah, she's complicated.
Shut up. I mean, I get it, because Kaylee was like, she just thought that Daida would be the better
fit for a king.
Right.
Like, she didn't have any malicious intent with it, obviously.
She did not see any potential in him because of his disability.
I think so, yeah. Because she was like, while they're growing up, she was like telling Daida, because your brother's like this, you have to look after him.
Right.
And
But what
caused that complex in him.
But what it's like interesting, it's like, I guess it's kind of like for those of you who watch Hot D, and I guess to some extent Game of Thrones with Cersei and Joffrey, it's like at some point you had to see how shitty your kid was, though. And I'm trying to remember, I feel like in the last episodes we covered, we talked about that. Like, there was a flashback where she saw Daida being awful. So it's kind of like, or is it a matter of she thinks that she knows like he's not the best person, but she still thinks he'd be a better ruler than Boji, and she thinks that she could have some measure of control over him, like stop him from giving into his worst impulses or whatever. Either way, I don't know. But she was like, that's my boy after all. I was like, I need to go back and watch those scenes and see just how malicious her intent was.
She has not malicious. I mean,
Okay. I mean, she's still a badass right now. Yeah, I still like her.
She loves Boji. It's like, you don't gotta quite. You can clearly see she loves Boji.
I guess.
Yeah, now that he's strong. He's not a weakling anymore.
Mm-hmm. You feel me, John? No, I see.
What's funny is, like, I just realized, like, we didn't actually see Daida except in the flashback on any of these 3 episodes. He's still just, like, trapped.
Yeah.
In the void.
Yeah. Even now when you said that, I was like, no, we saw him in the cell. I was like, yeah, that's not Daida. Never mind.
You're right.
Oh, my God. So in the tunnels, and I'm guessing this is like under the kingdom, they were saying this leads to like the portal to the underworld. Domas encounters the Order of the Underworld, and they're saying we just want our released prisoners, and we know those are, and the person responsible for that, and we know those are the guys currently with the mirror wreaking havoc. And Miranda is the one who let them out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This was pretty smart when Domas like. He was like, fine, come at me, bro. And he like purposely goes on the stairs, and the squad leader is like, oh, that's smart. He's trying to like narrow our path, approaching path or whatever. Meanwhile,
he has the high ground, Anakin.
Meanwhile, Hokuro is hiding. Hokuro. He's hiding behind this pillar with like his crossbow. And I like how when Domas sees him like thinking about joining, he's like, I can take you all on myself. Really loud. And like the one subordinate was like, is he trying to signal something? And the fucking squad leader is like, "You're just nervous, aren't you?" And I'm like, "What? Are you an idiot?"
That was great. Because, like, Kokoro is just, like, in the way the whole time.
Yes.
Even when he's not doing anything.
So then they send up, after he, like, takes out a few of them, Domas, they send up, Subukade, who's huge, and he has a ridiculously big sword. It's like big for no reason. Like, he's big, but still that sword really didn't need to be that ridiculously big. But Domas takes him out too. And when he pushes him over off the stairs, the other guys catch him. He's like, "Thanks, guys."
He's so goofy. Did you catch when he was like, he said something Domas complimented him, and then he's like, "Oh shucks."
Yeah, this was all really funny. Like, even when he first goes up the stairs and the three guys go after him, and then he knocks them down and knocks them back, and they're like, "He's stronger than we realized," and the leader's like, "What?"
Yeah. Did we? I don't remember. Have we talked about how this show, the humor feels British?
I don't think we talked about
it, but I know what you mean.
It feels very dry, Monty Python.
Yeah.
Especially what we're about to talk about. So then,
Faulty Towers.
Dessa.
Yeah.
He takes on Domas himself, right?
He's so funny. He looks like a Rocky and Bullwinkle character.
Yeah, he does.
Just his mouth, just like that.
It's so when he was laughing at him at one point, and his head went back completely. I felt like the back of his head was touching his back proper. It was he's so creepy. He doesn't look real. He looks like what's it, animatronic, at a fucking carnival.
He's like the Babadook. That's what he looks like.
That fucking terrifying movie. So he just kicks him in the balls, and he starts weeping.
That is so funny. He was like, he was like Sherlock Holmesing it. He was like, if I move like this, and he's gonna move like that, and why hasn't he hit me yet? He hasn't swung yet, and then he swings and stops and kicks him in the nuts.
But he's like, you did all of that just to be a little bitch.
And then he was out.
Mm-hmm. He said, "Look, guys." He goes, look. He tells this guy, he goes, "Look at this. Look at him.
Point and laugh.
Sacrifice his pride to do nothing." So then,
that was big. He has big Negan energy.
Mm-hmm. He does. So at the top, Boji and them prepare to go down, but not the way they thought, because Gaigan picks up Boji, or he's carrying Boji and Kage, and then he just jumps down the middle of the stairway.
Yeah, they're like, "There's just so many steps to go down." And he picks them up, and he's like, "Wait, what are you doing?" And he's like, "That's fine." And he jumps.
And then Kaylee looks at me, and then it cuts back to Domas and them, and Kaylee's like, "Aren't they headed to where they are?" And I was like, "Yeah." But what I like is so much happened before they landed. So it's just how far was that jump? So they Domas is weeping. So they jump down. He sees Boji. Domas sees Boji and weeps even harder.
He has a panic attack.
And Boji has a panic attack.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Starts slapping himself. Now, this is the funniest shit. It was so many funny things, they would not stop. So, Precious Kage is like, "Wow, I can see what my homie's going through. Because I've been here. I was out in them streets. I watched them take my mother away. I was out
Yeah,
there
when they had to
hustling.
show us his dead mother again.
Right.
I was like, this is fucked up.
He was like, I was out there hustling. I know, and I was angry at everybody. I was angry at the world, and I can't see my homie go down this path. And he's so pure that all he can do is turn and scream at us. You should be ashamed of yourself. So that was funny enough. But then Thomas is like,
You're right.
You're correct. I shall give my life. And Kage's like, what?
Wait, what?
Settle the fuck down. Like,
Nobody said that.
Kage had not gone any further in his thought process than my homie's hurting and the motherfucker responsible for it is right there. You should be ashamed. That's it. And homie was like, he goes, what? And then he fucking he didn't even really jump.
He just fell forward.
And it was scream. The scream that Kage lets out. It's like a woman in a somehow. He was like, ah! He was Kage's fucking Boji's panic attack forgotten. Boji was like, what the fuck just happened? So then he falls. Now, at this point, John.
We got rebounded like at least 3 times after
Yes.
the scream.
Just because this, all of it was too perfect. You should be ashamed of yourself. The what? And then the scream. All of it. But John. Now, I hadn't said it out loud to Kaylee, but I had been thinking it to myself and was going to say on the podcast, it's kind of funny because, other than the king, even though he's not really dead. I was like, nobody really dies in this show.
Unless they're like a side character, yeah.
And it's like, but we still, like, I get in, like, when bad things happen, like, I thought Dorsey was dead, like, 15 times each episode. I was like, oh shit, his leg just popped off. Oh my god.
I thought
his eye is
ripped him
gone.
up to pieces.
Right?
Because, like, at the end of that episode, you just see his foot go flying, and I was like, oh, they ripped him all to pieces.
Yes.
But then it's just his foot.
Just his foot.
So he's alright.
So, I was kind of thinking to myself, like, and most shows, I would say it's like a negative. Like, they keep doing, like, you don't get, because no one's going to die. But for some reason, I still feel like someone could die. So just when I was thinking, they don't kill people on this show, his head hit that fucking floor and the subtitle said, Crack. And we just looked at each other. My mouth was open.
We were so shocked because we were like so sure that someone was gonna catch him.
Because nobody died. So I was like, they're gonna catch him.
Someone's gonna stop
That's the
him.
thing. It's like the same thing with like the hammer coming down on Dorsha,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like he's gonna move, and then here it's like Domas, he's not gonna hit the ground, and then they just show him hit the ground
In the most graphic way possible.
Splat.
First, literally.
Oh my god. And again, the subtitle, it just said crack.
And that's when we started like cry laughing, and I was like, I feel so bad because I don't think this is supposed to be funny. And then the scene kept going.
Right.
And I'm like, no, this is supposed to be funny.
Right, because we were laughing and crying. I was like, this is so funny. And you were like, yeah, but I don't think it's supposed to be funny. And I was like, no, they gotta know that this is funny, right? So then we wipe our tears, we unpause it, and then he's like, basically like, I'm too perfect to die. Like, god damn it. Like, this well-trained body. And then Kaylee was like, okay, it's supposed to be funny.
It's like, how do you train your head to hit the ground?
And then I paused it again, and I looked at Kaylee, and I was like, wait a minute. Are they really saying the only reason he is not dead is because he works out a lot? Oh, my God. Yeah, that was pretty much the best thing ever.
And then like it stays funny because like as everything is happening, they show Dessa just standing there watching all this shit. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yes.
Because he's just like, what are you guys doing? Like we're just here to take out one person,
Right.
And y'all are just like, what are y'all? The guys are jumping off. Like, what happened?
Even when like Boji showed up, he was like, "Is that
the weekly?"
I was like, "Oh no, that ain't who I think it is." Meanwhile, fucking Geigen's like, "I'm not going back to prison," and he's trying to go out like suicide by cop while holding fucking Kage and Boji.
Kage's like, "We're not here to fight," and he's like, "Oh, fuck you."
He's like, "I can't go back."
I got warrants.
And so I think it's Kage who like speaks up, right? And they start to go, try to do a truce. You said you just want to kill one person. Like, who? If it ain't none of us, nobody has to die here.
Maybe we can help.
Right. And it turns out, Miranjo. Yeah. So everybody teaming up on you, girl.
She's just, that influential.
She's just that bitch, huh? I don't think we have. Hold on, let me double check for feedback. I know there's. This is for the podcast we're doing tomorrow, and I think I read this already. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I read this from Kimberly. This is back at the beginning of November, and we've recorded since then. Okay, I gotta start deleting feedback once I've read it. And I don't need to look at that because that's gonna spoil me. So that's it, you guys. I'm pretty sure, because this is like, we're in the part of the arc that's like a bunch of fucking episodes. And we were like, nah, we need to scale this back a little bit.
Yeah, this is like the war or whatever.
Yeah. So I think we will be doing 3 episodes again next week or the week after, because next week is Christmas. So if we can't, or leading into Christmas, so if we can't figure out a day to do it before the holidays, it'll be the week after. But either way, we should be back on it. I'm happy too, because it's so good. This is so good. It's now like somebody has to tell Boji that his dad is alive, because he doesn't know that, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
That his brother's missing. I like how he didn't. I think we talked about this before, and I was wondering about it. I think you said it's not the case. Like, Boji, like, who did he think was in on what happened to him? Like, did he think that...
He thought his mom was in on it for a while.
Yeah. And I think, did Kage kind of talk him out of it? Yeah, that's right.
He was there to see her healing and
right.
And stuff.
That's right. But I guess he didn't know about Hokuto.
And Domas.
No, he didn't know about Domas, obviously, but he didn't. I don't know what he thought about Hokuto.
I think he thought Hokuto was also in.
Hokuto also started bawling like a baby when he saw him. Poor guy. He's like, man, I thought I was an accessory to murder.
I'm free.
He literally almost got hanged for treason. Remember, I totally forgot about that. So I'm trying to think of like what's still out there, and then just the fact that those guys that Miranjo freed, now some of them have her with a piece knocked out.
I feel like we still don't know exactly what the king is thinking.
Yeah, I was like, what is his, like, we know he can leave anytime he wants, but he doesn't want to. Like, part of his plan, yeah. So, but it does feel like they're gonna team up, right? Like, Dessa or Despa. Despa, wait.
Well, Dessa and Despa.
Yeah, right. But
all of them.
That says the one in the basement now, currently.
So it's like they're all going to team up against Miranjo.
But, like, now at this point, I gotta say, like,
she's being taken somewhere, but if it happened.
Yeah, I mean, I get that she is absolutely the villain so far, and yeah, good. All team up against that bitch, but at the same time, I need them to give her motivation beyond, I love that man, because I'm like, that's kind of weak sauce. Like, it has to be something else. Like, the fact we still don't know how she ended up, like you said, in the mirror.
And that was pretty cool when she turned the mirror into gold.
Yeah.
She's like, you're not carrying me.
Yes. That was a really good defense mechanism.
We've seen her do that before.
Really?
Maybe not gold, but she changed the mirror.
Yeah, I don't remember.
She has that young memory again.
Right? We're old. I sent y'all a picture in Messenger if you want to look at it before we end the podcast. It looks like him, right?
He kind of looks like, also like, Jack Black. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, for people listening, yeah, it's a picture of Murderface that I sent for people who didn't remember that from earlier.
All right, so we're gonna go because apparently our dog is stressed the fuck out. Is exactly Donnie's words in the west wing of the house. So he needs to be up under our ass apparently. So we're gonna go take care of that. But again, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll talk to you next week.